At dawn, the valley wakes slowly. Mist drapes itself lazily over the forest, and the creek babbles peacefully through stone and moss, as fading light finds its way through fractured nights. I walk these paths with a lantern in hand, not hiding in the valley, but walking through it. This is Valedrinn, the Valley of Dreams. A place where the valleys do not break us, they shape us. I traverse through Eldermere, where the great hearth will one day stand, with a warm, welcoming fire meant for shared stories and steady hands. I pass by the shops in the elven glade, where creativity feels sacred. Then, through the treetop dwellings of Fayhaven, where joy feels possible again. Along the lane of whispering pines, patience is taught, slowly. In the proud village of Hobbiton, I'm reminded that simple living is rich living. And in Ulwern Hold, stone and strength speak of endurance and legacy. As the sun sets, more travelers arrive. Not actors, just people. Dreamers with purpose, future gatherers, all walking these valley roads together. We share simple meals, the bounty of our shared harvest. Wood is shaped, fibers woven, stone is set with care. Nothing rushed, nothing forced. Cozy firelight beckons and gathers us close. Stories are shared and silence honored. There's an understanding of a known presence here on these winding valley roads. This is not a theme park. It is living lore, still becoming. Through Everlore Enterprises, we are building sustainably, both with open hands and open hearts. Through the Heart Hearth Foundation, we are creating refuge, healing, and restoration. What was once sown in tears now has the chance to find redemption, step by step, stone by stone. Your support helps secure the land and lay the first foundations. And as the music rises, so does the invitation. We're not open yet, but we are building with intention. Walk the valley. Help us light the great hearth. Join us and live the lore. In September of 2018, just 3 days before my 40th birthday, I made the gut-wrenching decision to escape my abusive husband after more than 20 years of marriage. I packed just 2 trash bags full of clothes for myself and my 6 young kids, and while my husband was away at work, I drove us to a women's shelter in the next town over. At the time, I had been a stay-at-home mom for over 20 years, and I was homeschooling all of the kids. And suddenly, I was in a women's shelter with 6 hungry, scared children, and not a penny to my name. I didn't know what was going to happen within the next 30 minutes, let alone in the coming days or months. And I was suddenly having to answer questions I didn't know the answers to. Like, how was I going to feed my kids? Was I going to enroll them in school so that I could find a job for myself after 20 years? What about childcare for my littlest ones? And where were we going to live once we exceeded the shelter's mandatory 30-day time limit? I lived 1,000 miles away from any of my family, and I had been shockingly excommunicated from my ultra-conservative church for daring to go against the counsel of my elders and leaving my husband. Therefore, none of my church friends were allowed to speak to me ever again. So with that one single decision, I had lost my entire community and support system in one single day. Statistics show that most women facing similar circumstances end up going back to their abusers because there just doesn't seem to be any other way. But at the Heart Hearth Foundation, through the partnership and support of the Valedrinn community, we are trying something different. We want to offer these women the help that I wish I'd had all those years ago. not only are we offering long-term shelter, but also things like counseling, childcare, job skills training classes, and even employment opportunities on site at Valedrinn. This land will become a refuge for women and children actively trying to rebuild their lives. If you feel called to help us build that refuge, your support matters more than you will ever know.
First of all, thank you for making it this far, and a special thanks to my sister, Michelle, for giving us that beautiful narration, walking us through the Valley of Dreams, but also for her telling that gut-wrenching story of where she came from. My name is Matthew Barr. I am the visionary and the founder of Everlore Enterprises, who is building Valedrinn, the Valley of Dreams, and the mind behind the Heart Hearth Foundation. So I want to tell you that Valedrinn didn't begin as a business idea or even a destination on a map. It was born on valley roads, my valley roads, roads that twist and turn, roads where I've wandered, I've learned, and I've kept going. Dust on my boots, prayers caught in my throat as I try to follow the light, the divine presence, even when faith grew harder after dark. It was in those low places that I learned something sacred. Valleys aren't meant for us to hide in. Even though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I shall fear no evil because He is with me. Valleys are where truth walks with us, beside us, where presence, divine presence, becomes real. I don't walk fast anymore because I know I don't walk alone. And through seasons of loss, uncertainty, and faith stretched thin, I learned the pace I could not keep. Every mile I tried to own taught me why surrender matters, why open hands matter, why building slow is sometimes the most faithful thing to do. So Valedrinn is not about escape per se. It's about restoration, about peace, about tranquility, about sanctuary and refuge. It's about choosing to build in the valleys, not despite them. It's about trusting our Creator when the waters feel deep, and believing that what is sown in tears can in time take its form and come to fruition to become something beautiful. From broken ground, we are learning to stand again. Stone by stone, a city is born with open hands. And it's through Everlore Enterprises that we are stewarding this land with care, building sustainably and in rhythm with the valley itself. And then through Heart Hearth Foundation, we are creating refuge, healing, and restoration for women and children rebuilding their lives. And as my sister said, Valedrinn is not finished yet. It is still becoming. And if this vision stirs something in you, I invite you to walk this valley with us. Not just as supporters, but as stewards and builders, helping light the way of what comes next. So thank you for believing those valleys and those roads that we walk can still lead home. And thank you for helping us build what is coming.
Don't walk fast, I'm not alone. There's a presence here on these valley roads. roads with me.